So hello everyone, welcome here to the Eldora Speedway in Rossburg, Ohio for the second Prelude to the Dream for the Insomniac Motorsports Big Evil Designs Dirt Late Model Series. As it's Josh Mertz up here in the commentary box, bringing you the call as always for the Automotive Sports Network, kicking off the second season of what was an incredibly competitive series last season. We can only hope for the same this season. I believe this is a record grid today of 12 cars. Chad Michaels, defending champion, unable to make it. He makes it 13 with his provisional, but 12 cars will take to the track here in Rossburg, Ohio, as we're going to take you through the grid. On pole by 0.2 of a second is Josh Mertz over Colin Moody. Then on the second row, it's Bob Sire and Jeff Groover, Jesse Klein, Ed Stancliffe, JT Bryant, Jeffrey Goodpaster, Eric Cummings, Jeff Riley, Nick Cars, and Carson Krenz will make the 12-car grid. This should be a very entertaining race, as these two have been on pace with each other. As Mertz, the new livery for this season, it was expected him and Michaels would duel it out, but who can take the fight to the two-time winner? Pace car is off, and the season is underway, and we're green in Eldora. Into turn one, Mertz takes the lead, Moody battling with Sire, and the car on the outside, it's Groover into the wall. Contact with Goodpaster around the 078 is. Down the backstretch, Cars contact with, I believe, it's Carson Krenz and Bob Sire, and the caution is out on lap number one. The Sire was all over the track, and we slow him up to 35 miles an hour. And Mertz is sliding it around! I don't think they got the caution call yet! And the leader spins it. Not a good start to the season. I think he's going to be allowed. The caution was out, so he is allowed to take his spot back. I believe he was focused on Sire spinning and lost control of the car. So Sire will be allowed to unlap himself. And the new restart policy, they're going to try double file starts for now. Race control says if there's too many accidents, they will go to single file, but the policy is, over the open scanner, the last car in line, this will be Bob Sire, he will count down when he is comfortable to set the race back to green, so we don't have any jumping like we did last season, numerous times throughout the season. We were trying to get you the heat race coverage. Unfortunately, those tapes decided to get destroyed. I don't know who did it, but Mertz had a hell of a pass. I don't remember who it was. I think it was Colin Krenz. Carson Krenz, excuse me, there. He dove to the inside, took the lead, and did not look back. Will we get the green flag? Green flag in the air on lap number 4. 3 and 4 wide already back in the pack. As it looks like Cars around is Krenz off the front bumper of the 9 of JT Bryant. Jeff Groover involved. So is Ed Stancliffe, and we're under caution again. But like I was mentioning, Mertz spun from the lead, I believe, in his heat race. And he made it 3 wide on Nick Cars. Carson Krenz and himself dove it onto the slick dirt on the bottom, made it stick, and I don't think anybody liked that, but he won heat number 1. Under caution again here on lap number 6. This race goes quickly, as it looks like JT Bryant having issues in the 9, but he's back going again. You're going to see 2 cars with a 9 on them. Once we find it here, it is Colin Moody. He has the 9 on his car, but it's the 09. He has scored the 09 by race control. So Mertz and Goodpacer are on the front row. Let's see if we're going to try another double file restart. They might stop this if we wreck again. At the back of the field, it's going to be JT Bryant calling us down to start the race, and we're under green. No. Aborted start. He was way too far back, I was going to say, for that start to even take place. As there is JT in the 9. So it's going to be Mertz, Goodpaster, Moody, Klein, Riley, Cummings, Cars, Sire, Krenz, Stancliffe, Groover, and Bryant. Coming to green on lap number 8, going to take lap number 9. And can anybody defeat the 81? We'll see here. 42 miles an hour. Bryant leads us to green, and we're underway. Calls the green, I should say. Into turn 1. Mertz clears this wad that is nearly 5 wide. Good pacer to the wall. Cummings as well. Good pacer around into Klein. Around is Krenz. Spinning down the backstretch is Jesse Klein. Over he goes off of Jeff Gruber's car. Caution is out again. And this is not what the fans or the drivers wanted. As the old saying is, we came to watch racing, not pacing, I do believe. But Colin Moody in the 09 in second. Mertz has led since the start. And we can't really see who will challenge anybody, or who's where on pace, because we haven't gotten enough green flag laps. As I do believe Jesse Klein in race control has called now single file restarts to see if this will clean up the race, as 20% of it's already in the bag and we have already raced a lot of laps under caution. So single file, it will be Goodpaster calling us to green. Mertz leads, Moody second, 40 miles an hour, getting the green on lap number 11. Sire goes to the inside of Cars for the 4th spot. It's clean up for the first 2. Never mind. Colin Moody around. That is 1 car. And the rule stays the same from last season. 4 cars must spin within a period of 5 laps to cause a caution. That's 1. Mertz now, look at the gap. 1.2 seconds to Jeff Riley in the 411. As side by side, Bryant with Cars. Down the back stretch, still side by side. Mertz is pulling out to a lead. Klein battling with Krenz in the 109, the 103, excuse me. To the inside is Stancliffe on Bryant and Cars, and he makes it stick. Bryant into the wall in the 9. Cars trying to take the fight to Stancliffe. Through 3 and 4. Sire trying to take the fight to Jeff Riley, and Riley's around. So is JT Bryant. This might be a caution flag. Mertz trying to pull away. Bob Sire trying to take the fight to him. Let's see if the caution flag will wave. I don't believe there is one yet. As this cluster of cars for 6th on back into the wall is Stancliffe. And Riley hits him. And contact with Eric Cummings and Jeff Riley. That did not bring out the caution. Stancliffe spinning did. Caution is out on lap number 17. So this will reset the order. Sire, Cars, the top 3, Mertz leading. Then it is Carson Krenz, Jesse Klein, Jeffrey Goodpaster, Jeff Riley, Jeff Gruver, Colin Moody, Eric Cummings, Ed Stancliffe, and 12th spot, JT Bryant. Looks like he has taken his car to the pit lane for a new set of tires. Exiting the pit lane in 12th spot. And like I mentioned, Chad Michael's not here. Hopefully he will be here for round 2 at Beaver Dam. That should be a fun race. Unless Cody Erdman randomly decides to appear at his home track. As we saw last season, it was an MRT 1-2 finish. It was the only time MRT had 2 cars that season. And they finished 1-2. As the field bunching back up here. Mertz, Sire, Cars, Krenz, Klein, the top 3. Field is getting organized here, so it looks like we might be going green. 40 miles an hour. Getting close. Lap number 18, beginning 19. Green flag. Sire bumps the 81. Then it is Cars battling with him. Krenz nearly shoots the gap on Cars, but doesn't make it work. It does not happen. That would have ended in tears. Into turn 3. It's Mertz, Sire, Cars, Krenz, Klein battling with, I believe that's Colin Moody. No, it's Jeffrey Goodpaster, excuse me there. Goodpaster gets by the 075, winner at Fireman's Park, and Cars, excuse me, so many names getting mixed up, my apologies, battling with Sire in turn 3. Ending lap number 20, beginning 21. Sire hit the loose stuff and got out of the groove. That allows Cars to hold the 2nd spot. Battling for 4th, Krenz and Goodpaster. Klein in 6th. then I believe it's JT Bryant. I would like to say, no, it's Colin Moody. I'm going to get those two cars mixed up all night long, and Jeff Riley battling. To the inside, Krenz on Sire. Sire nearly taken out as Krenz drifted way up the hill on the 27. As Mertz pulling away, Cars trying to catch him. And Carson Krenz in the 103, scored as the 103.03 on his car, trying to take the fight to Sire. Then it's Goodpaster, then it's Klein. As the field spreading out here, as I think that was the cure to all those incidents, was to get rid of the double file restarts. It looks like Cars had an issue in turn 2, but he's back going, but he's battling now with Sire. That tightened up the battle for second. Carson Krenz, Bob Sire, and Nick Cars battling for the second spot. As Mertz pulling away, he's a full straightaway away from everybody, not worrying about anything but himself. Nearly 3 wide, but Cars had Sire cleared out of 4. Krenz nearly hits Cars, slid. Sire bounces off the wall in the 27. Halfway through, crossed flags, and it's a 3.3 second lead from Mertz to Cars. As Sire contact and around goes Carson Krenz in the 0-3, loops it, not hit by anybody. Klein nearly spun it, but he slid it off of turn 4. That is a very difficult corner there. Everybody in practice was sliding off of corner number 4. Colin Moody and Jeffrey Goodpaster battling there. Cars hits the wall, trying to catch the 81 who has put Ed Stancliffe a lap down in the 27. There's a packed house here, and it looks like the caution is out, as I must have missed the reason why. So let's go back here and take a look as to what happened to bring out this caution, unless I missed the reason. As I believe, if I'm hearing it right, this was the incident. It was a 2-car incident. It did instigate contact, so that is the reason why. It was Sire and Krenz who made contact and caused this caution here on lap number 27. Is the field bunching back up? Coming to lap number 30, we should be getting green. It's Mertz, Cars, Sire, Moody, Goodpaster, Klein, Riley, Krenz, Bryant, Cummings, and Groover. Stancliffe in 12th. I believe he will be the one to count us down to green. Everybody getting going here. 40 miles an hour, Mertz leads us down. Lap number 30 about to begin as we're back green here in Rossburg, Ohio. Car length and a half from Mertz to Cars. Cars battling with Sire. That battle's not going to let up. Mertz on the attack to pull away from everybody else. Sire to the inside of the 35 of Cars. Cars from Ohio, I forgot to mention, so this is his home race. So he's trying to do well for the Ohio fans, and contact between him and Sire puts Sire around into Bryant and into Goodpaster. That's Moody there, excuse me. It doesn't help that they're both red cars. And I think Mertz is frustrated. He just wants to get this race over with. Because in his mind, he's the fastest car here. Fastest lap so far. I think that just demonstrates it. 6:08 to an 8:04 by Colin Moody. And Colin Moody has been the only car within 0.2 of a second. Speaking of, as the field back bunched up together, we should be going green. It's Mertz, Cars, Klein, Riley, Bryant, the top 5. Lap number 33 about to begin. Glad you can join us here on the Automotive Sports Network for the Big Evil Designs Dirt Late Model Series. We're back green. Cars gets a terrible restart. Car length and a half already, maybe 2 behind Mertz. Klein trying to take the fight to the Ohio driver. And Jeff Riley in 4th, side by side. Bryant and Krenz in the 0-3 and the 9. Bryant blocked him and nearly sent him himself into the wall. 3 wide action with Groover. Around is Goodpaster. He was battling with Sire. Mertz, I missed it! Cars will take the fight and take the lead! I missed the call! What a disaster as Cars takes the lead from Mertz, who's been dominant all day long. He must have hit the wall off of turn 2, as that's the only way. Very difficult to pass here. Now, can Mertz get him back? And you can see the intensity ramp up. We've seen that from Josh Mertz in Rallycross, the 5-time champion. Cars hits the wall, trying to defend from the 81. If these two mess up, Klein will take the lead. And off of corner number 2, Cars hits the wall. Mertz tries to take the fight, and caution is out because of this mess. I caught the end of that with Ed Stancliffe upside down, so let's take a look at what just happened. Actually, first, let's take a look as to the lead change. As we were focusing on that action in the back of the field, and we missed this. It was Cars and Mertz. And he must have, let's see here. Lap number 33, beginning lap number 34. Runs it way out wide and just kisses the wall. And that allows Cars to take the fight. And the outside does not have a good groove. It does not have grip, so he tries to take the fight to him and it doesn't work. So that was the pass for the lead, and let's see what happened here involving this massive wad of cars that ended up crashing into turn number 1. And seeing here, okay, so we're going to start it. Lap number 35, it started with Carson Krenz spinning by himself. He hit the loose dirt there, and then everybody had to condense up. It was Bryant Moody. Bryant hit the wall, into Moody, into Eric Cummings. And then Sire has Stancliffe, nowhere to go into Bryant, and that sends the 21 over. A complete barrel roll in midair. Everyone okay, though, but a very strange incident here. As the field, sensing that it's getting towards the end, and Cars was scored as the leader. Klein behind them, race control immediately said 35 was the leader. So this is going to put Cars holding the lead ahead of Mertz, Klein, Riley, and Moody. So let's see here. Stancliffe should lead us, call us to green. We're under green already! Very early restart from Ed Stancliffe. Cars holds the lead, not anymore! Mertz gets him on the restart, and that should be a legal pass. 3 wide with Jeff Riley, Jesse Klein, and Nick Cars way on the outside is the 35. The 411 nearly went from 5th to 2nd, back to 5th. Contact with Colin Moody and Jesse Klein puts the 075 around. The 35's around, and everybody spins it, and the caution is, let's see, out. Tried to find Mertz there. That was very awkward. Cars bouncing off of each other, and nobody really seemingly spun. It was just bumper cars. As once we find the leader, as there's the field, everybody bunched up. We should be going green this time. So let's see here. Will we go green this time? Field is a mess behind, about 5th on back. But let's see here. 35 miles an hour. Very slow. Green flag. Contrasting restarts there as Riley goes to the inside of Jesse Klein. Let's go on the back of Mertz's car and just enjoy the ride. Let's contact Jeff Riley around, off the front bumper as he spun it back around there, got straightened out. Let's go in the pack and watch how hard these drivers have to work. I believe we're at the point of no return with about 5 or 10 laps to go. I'm not sure with the rule clarification, but the reason why all these spins and no caution was because now 5 laps to go. I don't believe it matters how many people spin. So we will finish this race under green. It's Mertz and Klein battling for the race lead. It was 0.7 of a second, nearly 8 at the line last lap. Let's see what it updates to this time. 8 even, tenths of a second of large gap for Mertz in the 81, trying to pull away, and this will make him the all-time leader in wins in this fairly new series. This is the 11th race. The last season was 10 races. This is the 11th. He will have 3 wins if he can hold off Jesse Klein, as him and Maikos are tied with 2, and everybody else has 1 win. As last season, nobody seemed to string together consistency to win multiple times, but 3 laps to go for the German in the Pizza Hut Dodge. Remember, he ran Red Bull and Subaru last season, switched back to the Dodge program, and dropped the energy drink. And around is Groover in front of Mertz. No issue there, but will Klein take the fight? He closed up the gap a little bit, but Jesse Klein, not a sportsman to take the position on an unfair advantage to him. He closed up the gap slightly, but that's all he did. He's going to have 1 lap to take the fight to Mertz, or will Mertz win the Prelude to the Dream here in Rossburg, Ohio? Into 1 and 2, Groover spun, Stancliffe off the lead lap. I believe he will stay out of the way if the leaders catch him. Klein gets close, but it's not going to happen as Mertz wins from the pole in Ohio, winning at Eldora. Second place is Klein. Nick Kars will get on the podium in 3rd. 4th place will be Sire, and rounding out the top 5 will be Eric Cummings in car number 14. And there he is, your winner here in Eldora. As he got close last season, but it did not come to fruition until today, as he parks in front of the podium there. Let's go through the official results from today's race. It's Jesse Klein in 2nd, but he was unable to beat Mertz, who wins the race. Nick Kars in 3rd, Bob Sire, Eric Cummings, JT Bryant, Jeff Riley, Jeffrey Goodpaster, Carson Krenz, Colin Moody, not pictured on this graphic, Ed Stancliffe, Jeff Groover, and Chad Maikos, who had a provisional for today's race. In the Drivers' Championship, kind of the same, but yet kind of different down in the field, because the point system, as I thought we had a graphic for it, apparently we do not, but we will bring up the results here on my notes. The points: Mertz, Klein, Kars, Sire, Cummings, Moody, Bryant, Goodpaster, Krenz, and Riley. The top 5 in each heat are given 5 points down to 1 point, the winner down to 5th. And then they finished all jumbled up in the final order, so that is why the points are like that. 18 points is the gap from Mertz to Klein. Mertz lost by 10 points over Maikos last season. You might be so used to watching Rallycross and seeing points and thinking 18 and saying, that's a full race lead. No, it's not. Even I'm used to Rallycross, and I had to get used to that. But those are the point standings as of tonight's race. As next week, we will go to Beaver Dam, and the following week, we will go to Fireman's Park. So those will be 2 familiar racing areas for the Big Evil Designs Dirt Late Model Series. Congratulations to Josh Mertz and the MRT team for a dominating win here in Eldora. We will hope to see you next week in Beaver Dam, but until then, so long, everyone.